Hello casters, welcome to a new video. Thanks for coming by. I'm gonna show you our December 2021 collection, which is the Adventurers Guild. It's an awesome collection, very versatile. If you're familiar with our collections on Patreon or My Mini Factory, then you know what I'm talking about. Stick till the end so that you can see all the epic minis that we have for you this month. Let's start right in with the Innkeeper. We've never made a bartender, and I think this was the perfect occasion for it. This guy came out so cool. It's not your generic cliche innkeeper or bartender. I'm very pleased with this model. It prints very nicely. It's very dynamic. It's just such a fun character that it's worth having in your collection. If you're gonna start your quest in a tavern, this is a no-brainer. You can have this guy, give the players a quest, and go from there. Very cool model. Moving on to our first adventure, we have a Cleric here. It could also be used as a sorcerer, a wizard, or whatever you can come up with, but it was mainly done as a Cleric. I love how dynamic all the clothes and the cape are. This is one of those pieces that if you see it on the tabletop, it just grabs your attention. We couldn't do a heroes collection without a dwarf, and this is just such a beast. He has his hammer, his sword, he's ready for battle. He's just such a cool character. I love dwarves. It's one of my favorite races. Next, we have the Adventurers Guild leader. He's a barbarian that's very strong. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with in terms of paint jobs and color schemes for the monthly competition. I think it's just the perfect miniature to enter the competition this month if you wanna just wow the viewers. We have a couple of Elvish Monks. These guys are so dynamic. I love how the clothing and the pose works together. They won't fall too easily. They can be glued up perfectly to the base. And these are characters that I might consider playing at least for a one-shot. It's always so nice to see models like this with such dynamic poses on the tabletop. Next, we have a Dragonborn warrior or barbarian, depends on what you're playing as. This guy, I think, could fit both purposes. He's such a great model. The texture on the skin came out so nice. It prints very well. It makes all the details really pop, and it also helps you dry brush and get a nice finish with a quick paint job on him. It's a very appealing model for all of you Dragonborn fans that also want to smack an axe in the face of your enemies. So I think this is going to be one of the most popular in the painting competition coming next month. If you disagree, let me know in the comments, but I'm pretty sure from my experience that this is gonna be one of the most popular models from the collection. Another dwarf. I love dwarves. The fact that this guy is mounting a boar makes him even cooler. The armor design is very cool, but him on top of the boar, it just makes him cooler. I don't know, I just love dwarves. I think this guy is pretty cool. Maybe you could have your normal dwarf and then this guy that's mounted for traveling purposes, so you can swap the minis depending on the situation. How would you use this model if you were playing this sort of warrior or paladin dwarf? Next, we have the Madame. Takes care of the inn. She is the lady in charge. You do not want to mess with her. She's very powerful. She has a lot of connections in the city and she runs the place. So you better not mess with this lady as she is very tough. If you want to know more about these characters, some of them are included in our PDF adventures that we put out every month. All of them work as one-shots, but they're also connected story-wise. So if you want to start on the first module and then work your way along the collections, you can also do that, as all the characters are on the same universe, same storyline. It all ties up very nicely, but the adventures are also designed to work as one-shot adventures. Next, we have these big boy. He's a huge giant. He's the biggest character model on the collection, and he's just such a badass. I mean, look at those arrows coming out of his shoulders. He can just take a good hit, and I would be terrified to fight against this guy. Luckily, he's part of the Adventurers Guild, so who knows? He might be a friendly. Next, we have a quest board. This quest board, let me start off by saying I love it. It's not just because we made it, but it's just the most unique quest board I've ever seen. It's not your typical quest board, the cliche quest board that you always see. We wanted to make something different, something very unique, something that can also be reused in all of your adventures. Hell, maybe even in all of your one-shots. You can start off your one-shots by having your players around this quest board, and it's just gonna make them wonder, what is that? What can I learn from it? I want to interact with this model. It's I think a must-have on your collection, something that you have to have painted, as you will probably use it on 80% of your adventures if you want to. It's just Such a cool piece. Now let's keep moving, and we have another big boy, the Adventurers Guild bar. It's again a different take on your typical fantasy medieval bar. We wanted to make something different and very unique. We're not quite sure at the beginning, but once we started working on this design and then sculpting it and seeing how it came together, we're just so pleased with it. If you're gonna have a bar, you probably want to have something like this where your players can gather, maybe have some conversations with strangers, with the innkeeper, with someone that has some information for them regarding the campaign. Who knows? Next, let's move on to the second part of the collection, which is, as usual, wall tiles, floor tiles, bases, and props. Let's start off with these walls. These are all OpenLock compatible walls. All you need to do is download the OpenLock clip, which we also provide, and you can start making your own rooms, buildings, make your own signs and shapes, and whatever your campaign needs, you can do it with these tiles. Naturally, as it's the Adventurers Guild, we have a lot of trophies and animals that have been hunted by our heroes. We also have flags, standards, dragon heads, you name it, anything that would attract a new adventurer, we have it in this style, so you can make a very compelling room or inn with all of these tiles that will have your players wondering what are the stories behind all these trophies. A couple of props that you can glue to these walls to make for a unique, very customized space. Of course, we have OpenLock columns that will help you connect all of these walls, and tiles, of course, a couple of variations and an ornamental one. I'm not showing them here, but we also have a pack of brand new bases, wooden floor bases, and these rocky outdoors bases. We provide circular, square, oval, pills. So whatever you need, whatever your gaming purposes are, you'll find a base that fits your needs in this pack and that goes along very well with that collection. That's it. As I said, if you want to know more about these characters, make sure you check out our PDF collections over at Patreon or My Mini Factory. I'll leave the links below. Please like and subscribe. If you want to know more about the miniatures that we make, I'll also leave the link to Patreon below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you like the collection, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye.